Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a Pilates Reformer workout using weights. So today we'll be focused on some traditional strength training exercises combined with your classical Pilates workout. The weights I'm using for your reference are 5 pounds, but anywhere from 3 to even 15 pounds might be appropriate, so you really just have to find what works for you. Other than that, all you need is a reformer. Make sure that you really listen to your body and make this workout your own. When you're ready, gather that equipment, because this workout starts now. All right, guys, so come to the side of your reformer, facing towards me. Bring your feet sit bone distance apart and just have your weights hanging heavy in your hands. For a moment, we're just going to rock the weight of our body forward into the toes and then back into the heels a few times until you can really find the center of your feet. So back and forward here. Nice. Letting those weights feel nice and heavy, like they're lengthening your shoulders down away from your ears. All right, last time here, and then find the center of your feet. Anchor through your heels, your big toe ball mound, and your pinky toe ball mound. Take a breath, inhale, get tall. Exhale, round the spine forward. Let those weights kind of take you forward so that they're hanging directly under the shoulders. Rolling it down as far as feels comfortable here, hanging heavy. Take a breath, inhale, soften the knees, and then exhale, roll the spine all the way up. Good, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to grow taller. Exhale to round the spine down, letting the weights carry you towards the floor with control. Drawing the abdominals up and in as you do this. And then exhale and rolling the spine all the way back up. Last time through, guys. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, round the spine forward. Deepen the connection to your abdominals as you roll the spine down, keeping the weight even from the heels to the balls of the feet. Good. And rolling all the way up. Stacking the spine, bringing the weights to the sides. Take a breath, inhale here, and as you exhale, sit down into a squat and bring those weights forward, and then come on up and press the arms to the back. And again, squat, and rise, and squat. So feet are fairly narrow here. Think about this as standing footwork, like we would do lying down on the reformer. Let's do 4 more here. And 3. Nice, last 2. And 1 more time. Stand up. We're gonna add a heel raise, so hover those heels over the floor. Let's sit down into our squat with the heels hovered. And stand up, try to keep the heels lifted. And again, down, and up, down, and up. Pressing those weights to the back of the room as you stand. Let's do 4. 3, woo. The last 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Sweep those heels together into Pilates V. My heels are still high above the ground, and now we're gonna come down and raise the arms out to the sides, and come up and bring the arms in. Find your breath. Good for 4. And 3. Tailbone is reaching straight down to the ground. So you can imagine that you have that reformer underneath you. Last 1, and rise. Roll the shoulders, relax the heels. Okay, so we're gonna take one of our weights and place it down. And face the rear of the reformer. So I want you to take a pretty big step back. I am on 1 heavy spring, by the way. And then you're gonna grab onto your strap with your inside hand. Your outside hand is still holding that weight. Now we're gonna come down into a squat, and I want you to use the resistance of the spring to allow the upper body to stay fairly elevated here. From here, press and pull through the arms. Weight presses forward as you pull back on that spring. And then if you're feeling good there, and you want to add on, sit down deeper into your squat as you pull the strap back. Let's do 5, and 4. Last 2 and 1. Beautiful. Stand. We're just going to adjust the angle of our torso. So bend the knees. This time hinge over at the hips. You're going to pull and press again here. This time again, if you'd like to, as the strap pulls back, you're coming down into your hinge squat a little bit deeper. Elbow is pulling past the rib for 5, 4, last 2, and 1. Stand all the way up. Come to kneeling on the reformer, facing to the back. So I'm going to take the toes over the back edge. I'm going to take my weight into my unstrapped arm. And here we're going to do a bicep curl. So hands face up towards the ceiling, bend the elbows, and straighten the elbows. Exhale to bend. Now you have the option to change your springs out whenever you want. So if something just doesn't feel like it's the appropriate weight, you can switch it out. Nice. For 4, elbows are right in front of the shoulders as much as you can. 3, 2, and 1. Hinge the upper body forward, elbows high past the ribs, tricep extensions, and bend. Nice. For 5. Last 3. And 1. Beautiful. Place your weight down on your carriage for a moment. Place your strap down, grab your other strap, and then we'll do those 2 on the other side. So bicep curl first, standing up tall in the knees, elbows right in front of the shoulders, bend, and extend. Last 5. Find that breath. Last 2 and 1. Hinge over at the hips. Bend the elbows towards the ribs. Extension. Last 4. Last 2 and 1. Good. Place your weight down for just a moment. Step off to the other side of your machine, and we'll do our rowing series. So strap goes into the inside arm, weight goes into the outside arm. Step a little bit back so you've got a nice long pull, a big range, and then sit down into your squat. So here we go. Pull and press. Torso is fairly elevated here, and as you pull that strap back, get a little lower in your squat. For 4, 3, last 1. Find that upper body hinge, and again. The weight is going like a little angle down to the floor on this exercise. For 5, last 2, and 1. Very nice job. Stand all the way up. Place that strap back. Okay, from here, we're going to stay on this side of the machine and do a little bit of scooter. So we'll stand about halfway back. You're going to bring your inside foot up against your shoulder block. Your outside thigh bone is next to your inside thigh bone, okay? Inside hand is on your foot bar. You're hovering your back knee. We're going to start with a little press of the back leg. And then once you get used to that, you're going to add, again, a tricep extension on your other side. Standing knee is bent. And then if you're feeling good and you don't need this inside hand on the foot bar, just take it back behind the low back and keep going. Nice. For 4. Last 2. Hold your leg straight back behind you. Really engage the glute. Hold your arm out behind you and do just little pulses up with that arm for 8, 7, 6. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the back knee down. Bring your outside foot further forward towards your foot bar. Bring your weight between your hands, elbows wide. This time we're going into traditional lunge. So we sit back into the lunge, rotate over our front knee, come center, and then overhead press. Bend, rotate, center, press. You get this beautiful stretch in that back hip flexor. You're focusing on your balance, your flow. The last 4 here. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more time. Find that rotation, hold that rotation, and pulse down, down. Just a little bit. 8, weight that front heel, 7, 6, last 4, last 2, and 1. Come all the way up and in. We're gonna walk around and do those same exercises on the other side. So 1 heavy spring still. Halfway back along the carriage with your legs. Bring your inside foot against your shoulder block, inside hand against the foot bar to begin. Press the carriage out. Make sure you have a nice heel placement against the shoulder block. And then when you're feeling good, add the tricep extension. And then if you're feeling good, take that hand off the foot bar. Good for 8, 7, the last 4. Extend that back leg all the way out after this one. Little upward lift of the arm, 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come in. Walk your outside foot further up. Grab the weight in between the hands. Come back into your lunge, rotate, center, and rise. Lunge, rotate, center, and rise. Add that overhead press if you're feeling good. Focus on the rotation happening through the ribs. The last 3, 2, and 1 more. Come down, rotate, and pulse. 8, 7, 6, last 4, last 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Good. Okay. Place your weight down for a moment. We're going to change our springs out. So I'm going to go for 1 light spring. For me, that's a yellow. If you don't have the option for a light spring, you could go for a medium. I find these next few exercises fairly challenging, okay? So weight is in your hand that's closest to the foot bar. You're going to grab onto your inside strap. Stand up tall on the knees. Knees can be about shoulder distance apart, and I like to take my toes and squeeze them back behind me. You could also do legs parallel behind you. Palms up to the ceiling, overhead reach. Exhale. Nice. Can you feel your obliques firing up? That's it. For 4. The last 2. Interlace your hands around the weight. Make sure you have a good grip. Lateral flexion side and exhale side. Be aware of your hips. Maybe one hip wants to turn forward or back. Try to stay as centered as you can. Stay lifted through the waist. 3. And 1. All right, beautiful job. From here, place your strap down. Take the foot that's closest to the foot bar and you're gonna reach it out towards the standing platform. Now, depending on your height, you might have to shift closer to the shoulder blocks, which is fine. If you have a foot bar that does not dislodge, you could have your foot lifted with it pressing up into the foot bar. That's an option. I'm gonna start with my foot down and then I might add that little upward press in a minute. Your weight is in your inside hand and it's hanging underneath your shoulder. Your body is leaning over on an angle. From here, bottom arm forward and down. Now for now, my hand is on my hip, but to increase the challenge, you could bring your hand behind your head. You could bring your hand up to the ceiling. You could reach your hand over your head. So choose what feels good for you. I'm gonna pause for a second, float my outside leg up into the foot bar. I'm relying on it a bit, and I'm gonna go again. Yes, find that balance. Good, for 5, 4, 3, oh, I'm losing it. Last 2, and 1, little pulses up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Carefully come down, turn around. We're gonna do those same on the other side. So we'll start by shifting the weight into your other hand that's closest to the foot bar. Grab onto your strap, stand up on your knees. Careful. Palms facing up. Make sure your hips are square to the front of the reformer. Overhead press. Overhead press. Let's do 4. One more time, interlace your fingers around the weight. Laterally flex towards the shoulder blocks, and then exhale towards the foot bar. Soften the front of your ribs down to your hips. Last 4, exhale. 2, and 1. Very nice job. Have a seat for a moment. Place your strap back. Come back up to kneeling. Adjust yourself so you're a good distance from your platform. Take your weight into your hand that's closest to the shoulder blocks. Find that lean. Maybe you stay here, you're just lifting and lowering your arm. Maybe you float the hand up behind the head or to the ceiling or over your head. Nice, and then if you're coming with me, you're gonna pause for a moment. You're gonna find that pressure upward with your outer hip. It's kind of like a trust fall here. Ooh. That's it, take your time. 5, 4, 3, ooh, I have no balance on this side. 2, last one, hold it up, little pulses. Nice, 8, 7, 6, sometimes it takes some time to find it, which is okay, for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice job, come on down. All right, beautiful job. From here, we're gonna lay down. So, 1 yellow, I'm gonna change to 1 medium spring. I want a little more something there. And then we're gonna lay down on our back here. Give yourself a little room between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Bring your feet up onto your foot bar. You still have that single weight. Stretch your legs out long. Bring one foot to the ceiling. Bring the weight up to the ceiling above your chest. You're just holding it here. And we're gonna circle our top leg around. Around. So I want you to try to hold the weight completely still. Nice. So in that last exercise, if you were facing me, you saw me struggling quite a lot. Just want to make it clear that what you see on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, etc., of these perfect Pilates people doing the most beautiful exercise is not always the whole picture. You know, sometimes if I'm doing a video for Instagram or Facebook, I will retake the same video multiple times until I feel satisfied with that image, with that flow, that I'm depicting the exercise in a graceful way, etc. So you just have to take everything with a grain of salt and realize that, you know, it's not all real, or it's very fine-tuned, okay? Last two. And last one. Now hold that foot up to the ceiling. You're going to carefully take the weight into the opposite hand, and then the other hand will be behind your head, and we're just going to lift and rotate. And lift and rotate. Good. And 8, and 7, and 6. Good, which is why I will never really edit out my mistakes in a video. I'd rather you guys see that I'm, you know, human as well. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend that lifted knee. Make sure you're really actively pressing into your foot bar foot, and we're just going to do a little circle of the weight around the thigh. Now if you can come up off of the mat a little bit higher as you do that, go for it. Last 4, 3, and 1. Head goes down. Take a moment to switch out your feet. Other leg goes to the ceiling, weight goes to the ceiling as well. Circle your leg around. Hips are stable. Everything applies that normally applies. Let's do 4 more this way. Reverse it. Four. And 1. Hold that leg up. Take the weight into the opposite hand. Reach towards the ankle. Exhale to reach. Rotating through the spine. Good. 5, 4, and 1. Bend your knee. Here we go. Circle the weight. Maybe you start to lift up higher. Good, 4 more. Last 2, and 1. All right, heels together in Pilates V. Make sure you still have that distance in between your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Bend your knees. Lift the weight up to the ceiling. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, as you straighten your legs, you're going to reach your weight forward, curl the spine forward, and roll yourself up to seated. Careful here, make sure you have enough distance on the carriage that your whole tush is supported. Breathe, and then roll the spine back down with control. As you roll down, bend those knees. Find the weight of your body back to the carriage. Inhale here. Exhale, roll that spine back up. Zip up the backs of the inner thighs. Maybe you lift the weight overhead. Roll down. Nice, let's do 3 more here. If you end up sliding on the carriage a little bit, just readjust yourself. 1 vertebra at a time on the way down. Last 2. And 1 more. Nice job. All right, place your weight down by the side of the machine. Take your headrest down if it's lifted. Bringing the arches of your feet onto the bar about shoulder distance apart. Hands down by the sides. I know the spring is light. If you need more spring for bridging, add it now. Tuck your tailbone under, roll the pelvis up. And roll it down. Try to keep the carriage steady. Inhale at the base, exhale, roll it up. And roll it down. 2 more. And 1. And all the way down. Very nice job. Take all 10 toes on the foot bar, press the carriage out. Let one heel drop under the foot bar, and then take your other toes behind the foot bar and give yourself a little calf stretch there. Switch it out. Oh, 1 more each side. Go ahead and come on up. Swing your legs to the side. Put on 1 heavy spring with your medium. Come to kneeling facing the foot bar. Feet against the shoulder blocks. And let's just do a little back extension to finish. So press the pelvis forward, open the collarbones. Find the underside of the armpits. Inhale the carriage out. Exhale, pull up and in. Find that lift through the sternum. And again. Let's do 3 more. And 1 more. Nice. And you guys are all done. I hope you guys liked that weighted reformer workout. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Let me know what you'd like to see next. As always, please subscribe and share, and I will see you again soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.